All right, let's talk about something that's a huge part of your financial life, even if you don't always think about it. We're talking about the Employees Provident Fund, or EPF. And trust me, it's way more than just some money you'll get when you retire. Think of it as your financial co-pilot, right there with you through your entire career journey.
So, why are we talking about this right now? Well, it all boils down to this one number: 8.25%. That's the interest rate for the 2024-25 financial year. Now, think about that. In a world where fixed deposits are kind of struggling to give you decent returns, getting 8.25%, that is huge. It makes the EPF a super powerful, tax efficient savings engine.
So, here's our game plan. We're going to start with the big picture, then get into how your fund actually works. We'll look at how you can tap into this money for life's big milestones, what the final payoff looks like at retirement, and then we'll cover some really big upgrades and what the future might hold. Ready? Let's dive in. All right, first things first. Let's get our heads around the big picture. What exactly is the EPF, and why is it such a big deal in India's financial system? At its heart, it's pretty simple. It's a savings plan that you have to be a part of. If you work in what's called the organized sector, a piece of your salary gets automatically tucked away every month. The whole idea is to build up this big financial safety net, so when you finally hang up your boots, there's a nice chunk of change waiting for you. And when I say big, I mean absolutely massive. The organization that runs this whole thing, the EPFO, is managing a fund worth over 26 lakh crore rupees. That's for more than 7 crore active members. It's not just a fund, it's a foundational pillar of India's entire social security system. Okay, so we've got this giant fund, but how does your money actually get in there and start growing? Let's pop the hood and take a look at the engine room of your savings. The way it works is actually beautiful in its simplicity. Every single month, 12% of your core salary, that's your basic pay plus dearness allowance, goes straight into your EPS account. But here's the best part. Your employer matches it. They put in another 12%. So without you doing anything extra, you're saving 24% of your pay. That's a huge win. Now, that 12% from your employer, it's not all just going into one pot. A small part of it tops up your main EPF savings. But a bigger chunk, 8.33%, is actually funding your future pension through something called the EPS. And then tiny slices cover life insurance and admin fees. So think about it. That one employer contribution is doing 3 jobs at once: building your savings, securing your pension, and giving you life insurance. Pretty cool, right? And hey, if you're feeling ambitious and want to save even more, you totally can. There's something called the Voluntary Provident Fund, or VPF. It lets you contribute more than that mandatory 12%. You can go all the way up to 100% of your wages. And the best part? It all earns that same fantastic interest rate. So a lot of people think the EPF is this vault that's locked up tight until you retire. But that's not the whole story. It's also there to help you out during some of life's biggest moments. Think of it like in-flight services on your career journey. You can actually dip into your EPF funds for really important stuff. We're talking about buying a house. You can sometimes take out up to 90% of your balance for that, or for a serious medical emergency, or even for your kids' education or wedding. It's designed to be a safety net that works for you now, not just decades down the road. And what happens when you switch jobs? Oh man, this used to be a total nightmare. But not anymore. Now you have your universal account number, your UAN. The best way to think of it is like your permanent boarding pass for your career. It links all your EPF accounts together, so when you move to a new job, your savings just follow you, smoothly and usually automatically. No more hassle. Okay, so you've worked for decades, you've been contributing, that money has been growing. What happens when you finally reach the destination? What's the payoff at retirement? Well, it's not just one thing. It's a whole 3-part package. First, you get your entire EPF savings. That's everything you put in, everything your employer put in, plus all that amazing compounded interest as one big tax-free lump sum. Second, you start getting a monthly pension for life. And third, your family gets a life insurance payout of around 7 to 10 lakh rupees. It's a really comprehensive safety net. Now, this whole system isn't just sitting still. It's actually getting a massive upgrade. You can think of it as EPFO version 3.0, a big update designed to make everything more efficient and to cover more people. And one of the biggest parts of this upgrade is all about who gets to be a part of this. So who's covered now? This is a really big deal. The net is being cast much wider. Contract and fixed-term workers, they now get the same benefits as everyone else. And here's the game changer. Gig and platform workers are finally being brought in. For the first time, this critical part of the modern economy is getting access to Social Security. And for anyone who's ever had to deal with the old system, the experience now is like night and day. Forget about those mountains of paperwork and waiting forever. The new system is all digital, all about speed. We're talking auto settlements for claims, everything linked to your Aadhaar, and you can do it all right from your phone. So what does all that tech actually mean for you? It means speed. Claims that used to take weeks, sometimes even months to process, can now be done in just 3 to 7 days. That is a gigantic improvement. All right, let's wrap up by looking to the future. The system's come a long way, but what's next? What's the flight path ahead? And what are the challenges on the horizon? You know, the single biggest challenge is pretty clear when you look at it this way. The EPF is fantastic for those of us in the organized sector, but there's this huge part of India's workforce, the unorganized sector, that's still left out. Bringing them into the safety net, that's the next big mountain to climb. And one idea on the table to help with this is to raise the wage limit for mandatory coverage. Right now, it's set at 15,000 rupees a month. The talk is about bumping that up to somewhere between 21,000 and 30,000. If that happens, it would automatically pull millions more people into the system. And all of this really leads us to one final big question. The world of work is changing so fast, right? With the gig economy booming and new kinds of jobs popping up all the time, the EPPF is trying to keep up. These upgrades are a fantastic step forward, but the mission to create a true safety net for every single Indian worker, well, that journey's not over yet. So the question for all of us is our social security system really ready for the future of work? It's something we'll all need to keep an eye on.